Hi, Miami. Welcome back. I'm your host, Cristina Hernandez. I've been on vacation with spring break, getting back into the swing of things. And today is Monday and it's 11. And we're here to talk about women in business and women starting their own business, everything women related. And with me today are Mary and Pembry. They have started their own home organizing business. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this interview today could be just for me because I need help. And I know if I do, some of y'all need it too. So without further ado, we've got Pembry Saez.
Hello.
And Mary McDonnell-Klevan.
Hi, nice to meet you.
How did you guys start your business?
Well, we're both very busy moms. We each have 3 kids, and Pembry and I, we would keep in touch with each other, just about life in general. We would text each other because our children were on the same baseball team, and just juggling life.
Yeah.
And we found an outlet in. We had both recently moved homes,
Yeah.
and we found an outlet in. When we would organize an area in our home, I would send a picture to Pembry, and she would organize an area in her home, and she would send a picture to me, and we totally nerded out on this. And so after a while, and a lot of text and photos and befores and afters, we realized, hey, there might be something to this. Like, we really like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then, yeah.
So you guys are like the organizing nerds.
We are.
I love it.
That could work. Yes.
I love it.
But it was really, Pembry and I had also we've been stay-at-home moms for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and we had always talked about wanting to do something, and it's okay to want to do something, but I feel you have to love it,
Mm-hmm.
and it has to be a passion. And we both figured that this was something we both loved.
Mm-hmm.
And so one day I invited Pembry to coffee in Starbucks and just sort of presented her with this idea.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how she'd take it. And she was like, totally in, let's do it.
Yeah.
So like the next day we were like signing up for LLC, and that was it.
Creating your LLC.
And creating the business. Yes.
Yeah.
And there it started. When did you start your business? How long have y'all been doing Mary and Pembry?
It was October
Of 19.
of 2019.
So right before the pandemic.
Right before the pandemic, we
So-
were in a groove, and then lockdown happened, and then things were on pause. And then we, of course, were in touch throughout that time,
Yeah.
and wanted to keep the business, have a pulse.
Yeah.
And you were saying earlier,
Well,
we got a call from that interior decorator.
An interior decorator reaches out to you guys.
Yes. And so, that's the thing. Like,
to do work for her.
When we started our business, we started like September, October, we really launched and started. We were busy pretty much from the get-go, and it was wonderful. And we gained such momentum, and we were getting requests and calls, and we had all these appointments. And then March came, and like
Everything
Pembry said,
died.
everything just went on pause.
Mm-hmm.
And so after a few months of everything being on pause, we asked each other, well, do we
What's
still
going on
have a
with our
business? What's
business?
happening? And it was like somebody out there was listening to us because we
And
got
gave us a
call,
sign.
yeah,
Yes.
from this wonderful interior designer. And we were like, we can't let this opportunity pass.
Right.
And so we put our masks on.
Put the masks
and we
on.
went to that job, and we realized just how much we loved it and how much we wanted to continue doing it. Now, it took a bit of figuring out because kids were still in virtual school and all that. But we decided we would keep it going, and we've been making it work since.
That's awesome. And things have been taking off since the start of like the school year, really, when the kids were going back to school, things lifted back up for you guys too.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly.
What has been your biggest influence in getting you like learning about organizing, and what has been an influence for you guys?
I think I laugh at this, but Mary's my influence.
Yeah.
And back to the pictures when we first moved in, and we have to emphasize that we're mommies, and we've got 6 kids between the 2 of us and a husband. So there's lots of stuff.
Right.
And Mary just kind of implemented this idea that there are products for some clutter and craziness and just kind of giving some functionality and calmness to my life. So she's been my motivation. There are the Marie Kondos, the home edits. I mean, there's so many wonderful organizers out there, which I give a lot of credit to. But I will say Mary kind of just tuned in to me and motivated me to want to do this. And you might have a different answer.
Oh, Pembry, you.
It's me.
You know,
and I can't imagine doing this alone. I will
right.
point out, I think the beauty of this business, and I say it every time I drive up to a job, and there's been a couple just with hiccups of the pandemic that Mary's not been able to join, or I haven't been able to join, and it's not the same. I mean, we have our team is expanded. We have wonderful people that we're able to call, but there's no one like Mary. The conversation, just the relaxation, the assurance, the positivity, the energy. It's just, I can't imagine doing this with anybody else.
That's awesome.
So
I'm 100% with you. It's just a lot of organizers work by themselves, which is great, and it takes a lot of courage to do that too. But I just feel, I have my partner, my buddy. I feel more confident, I guess, when you're around, and so we can go. We'll be doing a job for hours on end, and we might not say a word to each other for half an hour,
right.
But we're just there.
Your energy,
and then and
feeding off each other.
Knows
sure.
What we'll walk into a room. Pembry just knows where she's going. I know where I'm going, and then sometimes if you look at something for too long, you're like, okay, then she'll take over from me, and then I'll switch. But we just have this symbiotic relationship, and it just works. So I love being a part of a team, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
No.
So walk me through this, you guys. I feel like this is, again, probably for me. How does one start this process? I pick up the phone and I'm going to call you, and let's just say I'm asking for a friend.
Yes, for a friend.
I've got this office in my friend's house.
That's right.
And
Really
my
good friend.
friend's house has this, her husband has this office that's really, really messy and full of papers. Like, how does one begin this conversation? Like, can I just say, hey, guys, my friend's office, his office is really, really bad and is in desperate need of organization.
Right.
Like, now, what do I do? Now,
we have a website, there's Instagram, there's social media, there's Instagram, there's Facebook, and there's the good old telephone.
Yeah.
But yes, that's the biggest step, is to reach out.
Yeah.
And we commend them because it's a hard reach out.
It's hard.
And the one thing we always say is no judgment. I think a lot
Absolutely.
of people call, and they're almost apologizing before they even tell us what the situation is.
Because we're so embarrassed.
And we try to say there's nothing to be embarrassed about.
Nothing.
We are busy moms. We have busy lives. We get disorganized too. We understand. And our job is to help you.
Yeah.
So how do you need help? How can we help you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's it. So it's just a no judgment zone ever.
Right.
I think that's good to know, because I think that would be one of the fears. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to see my friend.
Your dear friend. Yes. No, and I think people are worried about the judgment and what are they going to say and who are they going to say this to. It literally is, we go in kind of with blinders to the project, not to you, and tackle that. I mean, Mary and I love other people's clutter, right? Because we can go not our own, which we do have. I will point out, yes.
You have that drawer.
Oh, of course, we have that
goes
drawer.
in.
We have that room. Yes, that you just close the door and walk by. Yes. But no, we kind of go in, and like I said, as it's getting a little easier, always more fun, but things are getting a little bit more easier as you see spaces and you kind of know what product and what's going to work and what's not, and taking measurements and stuff like that. But picking up the phone or reaching out, I know is the hardest step, but we commend people that do it because we're here to help you.
Yeah.
We're not here to judge you, or like Mary was saying, but that's what you can do. You can reach out to us, and we usually do first step is a consultation. We do virtual because of the pandemic, but we usually go into the house and we say no more than a half an hour, because people are busy.
Yeah.
Mommies are busy. Daddies are busy. Kids are home at school on the computer. Like, lives are busy. We totally understand that. And
So
so,
we can do we've done a few things. So we've done the virtual consultations, we've done the physical consultations, but then also if people really don't have time, or there's a time crunch, we say text us some photos. Text us photos, maybe a few measurements, so we can see what the situation is. We could come up with a plan, and when we turn up to your house, we're ready.
Mm-hmm.
That's
right.
And one of the things also that when I talked to you about was, it's not going to, because let me back up. I think one of the hardest things is now you've come into a home and everything is organized and perfect. And how do we maintain it?
It's a great word.
How do
Yes.
I keep this organization? And one of the things I think that you touched on that I really liked was, I'm not going to leave your house leaving everything color coordinated. Like, because you're moms, and I'm going to let you finish.
Oh, sure.
Well, so our goal is to create function in your busy life.
Yeah.
Like it's function. How is this going to work for you? So we don't want to leave you with beautiful rainbow colored
right
cups and plates and stuff, and expect it to stay that way.
Mm-hmm.
We want to put in a system that's going to work for you, that you're going to be able to maintain, that your kids are going to be able to maintain,
which is going to stay.
And
they're going to want it to stay.
You're going to want
and
it
it's
to stay.
easy to stay.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are all the services that you guys offer?
Ooh, an array, Cristina. A full array of services.
Because I saw some on your website.
Oh, yeah.
You can help with the moving, unpacking.
We can. Yes, we have done that. That's one of our most recent clients, which has been awesome.
Yeah, unpacking. What we like about unpacking too is then you're starting in a brand
fresh
new
mold.
space,
Yes,
fresh. Everything is put away the way it should be, and then the new homeowners are just so thrilled with the way everything is organized from the get-go, and they want to keep it that way.
Right.
Yeah.
But we.
We do the kitchens. I mean, you name it, every kind of thing. We kind of, garages, living here in Miami, we know it's not a cold place to live.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of, those are kind of case by case basis, if you will.
Okay.
But
we do
inside
in-home.
the home.
Inside
Okay.
the home mostly.
And
Decluttering.
Yes.
Decluttering.
Organizing.
Oh yeah, we'll go, of course.
Just recategorizing. Sometimes we
yes.
go into homes that are very organized.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have a very dear client who we visited many times at this point. You go into her home and she looks organized, but it's just not working for her.
Mm-hmm.
So we try to come up with ways that it will work better.
Right.
So there's lots of different things.
So sometimes
it's just
you have to
recategorizing.
retweak.
Oh yeah, totally retweak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if we were to say what do we like the best, I'm a pantry person. I love
Very inner pantries. I think the key, Cristina, also too, is to ask. Every client is different.
Mm-hmm.
I always say this. It's like a labor story.
Yeah.
I've never heard one the same.
Right.
So every client is different with their wants, their aspirations, and their needs. And I think just having that initial sit down and kind of getting a feel for the client and their vision and budget for the space sets a great tone.
Right.
So there's no kind of crossing over and over communicating. So that's a good place to start also.
What's like the easiest tip that you can give for organizing? Like what's like, I don't know, easiest tip for...
Do you use it? If you don't use it, you don't need it.
That's it.
If you don't use it, you don't need it. As much as it might have meant to your great grandmother and it was passed down to you and you were told you had to
yes.
If you don't use it, you don't need it. Take a photograph of it and say goodbye.
Right. That leads me to my other thing that popped in my head. Do you find yourself being like a psychologist, therapist when you walk into, because people do form attachments, and it's how do you navigate those delicate waters?
I think you said the word delicate.
Yeah.
I mean, it is very delicate because people do get very emotionally attached to things, and they know they need help, but sometimes the help that we are offering, they may not be ready to receive it. So there is a lot of psychology involved in trying to make people feel comfortable and make them understand more what they should do. Pembry's a psychologist.
I'm only married to one.
Pembry's
a
psychologist.
Yeah, I'm only married to one. But no, it is. I think delicate and treading lightly.
Yeah.
Because these are memories.
Yeah.
And history, and people just feel like if it's not tangible, it's not there.
Right.
So we are there to kind of ensure them that it can be and it can live on, but just it doesn't need to be in this place that's causing you frustration.
Mm-hmm. Any pros and cons about starting a business?
Pro. Con would be
coming up with a name.
Oh my gosh.
Coming up with a name. That was
really hard.
Part of the whole thing, was coming up with a name.
And our
name is so simple.
Look what we came up with, right?
How many names did we have? We had so many.
Whether
names,
they were
and every
taken
time we
or
wanted to register
yes.
it was taken. And we would come up with some pretty random names and they were taken. It's like, how is this possible? And then one day I was actually joking with Pembry. I'm like, well, I'll tell you what's not taken, Mary and Pembry.
Yeah.
And
then that was
it stuck. It stuck. And we we organized you. We felt like the tagline, but perhaps we'll see what the future holds.
Yeah.
Just to put that there because we kind of want to emphasize what we do.
I love that.
Yes.
Mary and Pembry, we organize you.
But just a bunch of pros, Cristina. I mean, this has been, like I said, from the children and, the husbands. And then it's just, oh my gosh, my love for Mary. Like, it's just, everything is just, it's like a flower that's like in full bloom. It's been awesome.
Right. Listen, there's so much to be said about taking care of our kids and wanting to be there for everything. Yeah. But starting also your own business gives so much value
absolutely
to our life.
Yes.
Whatever it is in any capacity, even if it's volunteering.
Yeah.
We feel like other contributors outside of our home.
Absolutely.
And one of the things you were mentioning was how your kids have really responded. And I love that.
Literally. We were talking about our daughters that started a business.
It's so cool.
I mean, in theory, but they had a good old Cara and Sylvie slime lab. I mean, jackets, goggles, they're ready to go. Whoever's watching.
Slime lab, Cara and Sylvie lab, and they have jackets and everything.
Oh, and the glasses, they're ready to go. And they have business meetings.
So
they have business cards.
Two organization moms that allow your kids to do slime
outside.
Oh my God, I love this.
Mary might be a little bit more understanding with me. Yes, mine is outside. In fact, slime is maybe on the way out, but anyway, outside. But they have business meetings, business cards, and it's just those little moments that you're like, bliss.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys are you've registered your business with
NAPO.
With NAPO officially, yes. Proudly to say.
It's the National Organization of Productivity and Professional Organizers.
I mean, this makes you like official. Like
it does.
Badge.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, we we felt we could do this, but really, like any profession, you really need to educate yourselves as much as you can. So we're doing courses with NAPO and learning so much from other organizers nationally. Like it's a wonderful group to be part of.
Cool. Where can everyone find you? If they want to get in touch with you, what's the easiest way?
I think the easiest way is through Instagram. So we're just Mary and Pembry. Facebook, you can direct message us. Or if you go to our website, www.miriampembry.com, all our information is there. Our phone numbers, our email. Lots of ways you can get in touch.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So towards the end of my interviews, I love to ask these fire questions.
Oh, I love fire questions.
And you guys are moms, so you're going to like my fire questions.
Okay. I love it.
Okay. Of the big box like Costco, Sam's, BJ's.
Sure.
Which is your favorite and why?
Costco.
Yeah. Why?
Because it's the only one I've been to.
Oh. I used to do Sam's, but now I'm a Costco person.
I have to go with Mary. Costco. I can't say I've walked into a BJ's or a Sam's.
Okay, good.
Okay.
It's like Disneyland. You walk in, I've got 5 things to get, but then when you walk in, it's
Can I tell you what's that's always happened? That's like going to Target. Like you go in for one thing.
Oh, and just
Yeah.
$500 later.
Same
Yes,
thing.
exactly. Disaster.
Instacart has helped me with that.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
It keeps me focused.
Keeps you focused.
Is there like that must-have thing that you recommend from Costco that you think is like, this is a great deal and you recommend it to others?
I'm referring to Mary. I have to tell you, Cristina, Costco overwhelms me. I send my husband.
Yeah.
So if I could, defer that question to Mary. What do you think?
Okay. So I've been to Costco. I like it, and I do like the croissants.
Yes.
They have amazing croissants.
Yes.
But the only thing is, as a professional organizer,
Yes.
I don't like to have too much stuff in
Ah.
my house, and everything is big
Bulk.
box and it's
Right.
bulk. Which I know is the most economical way to buy things.
Yes.
I understand that, but I don't necessarily have the space
Yes.
to store all of it.
For
So I
it.
don't go very often.
Right. Okay. Good. Is there a favorite local store for clothes that you like to shop at?
Ooh.
There is. You know what's been a really fun find of mine?
Huh.
So Mary's Palmetto Bay on Pinecrest, but it's Meadows Boutique. I love her. She's actually Meadow, and it's go-to kind of, she's got a bohemian style, which is interesting for me to say that I am a bohemian style right now, but she's got wonderful dresses. Crystal's Charms. She's across from Evelyn Greer, right on 124th. Go say hi. Meadows Boutique.
Meadows Boutique. Shout out
Yes.
to Meadows Boutique.
Hi, Meadow. You're welcome.
Is there a book that you're reading that you that's on your?
I have I shared a book with one of my mommy groups, our little baseball group, and it's Raising Boys. So it's not like a thriller or anything. I leave that for Netflix at night.
No.
But it is, I've got one son, Mary's got two. I've got two sisters. So this boy world is very new to me.
Yes.
And I will say this is fantastic.
This book.
I mean, it is not a cover to cover. It's in time.
Yeah.
You know, you read a couple chapters
What's
here
it
and
called
there.
again?
Raising Boys.
Raising Boys. I could recommend that to my cousin, which you know, by
That's
the way,
good.
'cause she's got 3.
There you go.
Podcast. Favorite podcast?
I would say I've been listening to organizing podcasts just to kind of. I am a visual person, but I will just say it's fun to listening to the other organizers, get their take on things, and kind of see if it matches up to mine. And like I said, we are new to NAPO, sorry. So we're always up for learning and educating
Which is
ourselves.
the one that you listen to?
Oh my goodness.
Probably can't even think of it.
No,
now.
I can't think of it right now.
Okay. Do you have a best kept secret in Miami? Like you can't, like something that you've discovered that you can't believe nobody else knows about, or
What a good question. Yeah. Best kept secret.
could be a restaurant. Could
it be the mimosas at La Boulangerie, Mary? Oh my
They have
God.
mimosas?
But not a secret anymore.
Oh, the boulangerie. Oh, and because the mimosas they make, it's fresh orange juice.
Yes. Yes. I love their orange
They're great
juice.
for a business meeting.
Okay.
One.
Mimosas from La Boulangerie.
Could be, sure. I love all
Okay.
these shout outs. Yes.
Okay. So best kept secret in Miami.
I love it.
You guys, thanks so much for coming on and talking to
Christina,
us
what a
about your-
thrill. Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah.
for having us.
Honored
It's
to
been
be
a
here
lot
with
of
you.
fun.
Thank you. Mary and Pembry, guys, you can find them on social media and on Instagram, their website, maryandpembry.com, and they will help organize you. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week at 11. Talk about women supporting women. If you have a business you would like to promote, make sure you reach out. And if you like this, please like it, share it. And we hope to see you again next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.